but I can't tell. He has a weird accent.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but I can give you a preview of it.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Alright, give me 2 seconds and I'll bring it up. Pause, bring that up. Alright. Okay. I met you in the dark, you lit me up, you made me feel as though I was enough. We danced the night away, we drank too much. Your words, your head were burned, you were thrown up. Then you smiled over your shoulder. For a minute I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest. And you asked me to stay over. I said, I already told you. I think that you should get some rest. I knew I loved you then, but you never knew. 'Cause I played it cool and I was scared of letting go. I know I need you, but I never showed. But I wanna stay with you until we're gray and old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. I woke up with some breakfast in bed. I'll bring you coffee with a kiss on your head. And I'll take the kids to school, wave them goodbye. And I'll thank my lucky stars for that night. When you looked over your shoulder, for a minute I forgot that I'm older. I wanna dance with you right now. Oh, and you look as beautiful as ever. I swear that every day you get better. You make me feel this way somehow. I'm so in love with you, and I hope you know. Darling, your love is more than worth the way to go. We've come so far, my dear. Look how we've grown. I wanna stay with you until we're gray and old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. I wanna live with you, even when we're ghosts. 'Cause you were always there for me when I needed you most. I'm gonna love you till my lungs give out. I promise till death we part, like our vow. So I wrote this song for you. Now everybody knows that it's just you and me till we're gray and old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Say you won't let go. Oh, just say you won't let go. But it's pretty much that.
That was pretty dope. You make the covers making like the covers heck of fun.
Yeah, I try to put somewhat my own take, like somewhat my own take on the song, but I
Hmm.
try not to stray too far from it.
Yeah.
So like if I did it with like say like if I put in my headphones and just did the song for you, right? It'd sound a little different because you just hear me,
Hmm.
right? So like if I did it with putting the
For
headphone.
when?
Yeah, let me go grab my other headphone real quick. Not these ones. Be right back. Hold
All right. Can you give me some water, please? Do you mind? Thank you.
say, for instance, I did it without the soundtrack behind it, which that's what I'm used to is, doing it a cappella,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Okay.
I met you in the dark, you met me up, you made me feel as though I was enough. We danced the night away, we drank too much. I held your hair back when you were thrown up. Then I smiled over your shoulder. For a minute I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest. And you asked me to stay over. I said I already told you. I think you should get some rest. I knew I loved you then, but you'd never know. 'Cause I played it cool when I was scared of letting go. I knew I needed you, but I never showed. But I wanna stay with you, and we're the word gray and old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. I wake you up with some breakfast in bed. I'll bring you coffee with a kiss on your head. And I'll take the kids to school, wave them goodbye. And I'll thank my lucky stars for that night. When you looked over your shoulder, for a minute I forgot that I'm older. I wanna dance with you right now. Whoa, look as beautiful as ever. And I swear every day you get better. You make me feel this way somehow. I'm so in love with you, and I hope you know, darling, you're a lot more than worth in its way to gold. We've come so far, my dear. Look how we've grown. And I wanna stay with you until we're gray and old. Say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. I wanna live with you, even when we're ghosts. 'Cause you were always there for me when I needed you most. I'm gonna love you till my lungs give out. I promise till we depart, they go about. So I wrote this song for you. Now everybody knows that it's just you and me until we're gray and old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Oh, just say you won't let go. Like that.
I like that. I really do. That was tight. That song, you put the song in your element, and
Yeah, I put it with cause I know that I have a kind of a certain southern accent,
uh huh,
right? So I tried to, even though I can do the voice impression,
uh
you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do the voice impression of it, but I know, like, when you listen to the song, like, in this, here, I'll show you. I'll show you the part I'm talking about. Let me turn it up a little bit, and I'll point it out to you. So I'm not gonna sing. I'm just gonna point it out.
uh
So this part coming up right here. Do you see how he's trying to push it to the edge of his tone?
Yeah.
So the tip of his tone is not the tip of mine, right? Because I have a lot higher. My range is higher, so I can go a lot higher range. So I have to stay within what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
So I have to push my voice to get deeper to stay at his range.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So, like, for instance, like if I was doing this, like if I was doing T-Pain, right? When you listen to T-Pain, like if you listen to T-Pain talk, it sounds like he's like his stomach hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he just sounds like he has a stomach ache all the time. So when doing T-Pain, like if you listen to him, like there's a lot of things that you have to put out first, so you have to speed up the song a little bit for yourself. Because there's certain verbs and certain dark vowels that he does that you're not going to be able to catch without going first. Because it's specific to him. It's specific to his timing.
Okay.
Right? So like... Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. I'm T-Pain. You know me. Calm big music, nappy Bowie. I know the club close at 3. What's the chances of you rolling with me? Oh, she vibing, she rolling, she rolling. She climbing the bowling, yeah. She tripping, she playing. I'm not going nowhere, girl, I'm staying. I gotta tell her how I feel. I gotta let her hear the best love song she's ever heard in her life. Whoa. Now we got the whole stadium in love, like yeah. Like that, right there. You hear it? You hear how like he has that voice of like he almost growls at you.
When he's saying on that yeah part.
Yeah. So like if you listen to it, it sounds like he's growling, almost. And like when you listen to like. Oh, now we take you home with me. Yeah. Shawty, what you think right now? I'll be in the green, killer like in a bed like ooh. Ooh. In the bed like ooh. I'm in love with a stripper. Right there.
You gotta replay that
Oh,
part.
I think I found the one. Who my baby girl gonna give me a son? I found a girl that can do both. She ballin' with the crew, it's just like me. And all she wants to do is touch bitches, get money, touch bitches, get money, touch bitches, get money, touch bitches. She made us drinks and drinks. We drunk them, and now I think we thinks I'm cool. Right there, like the bartender. Whoa, I'm at the bar with her. Now we got the whole stadium in love, like yeah. Oh no. Now we got the whole stadium in love, like yeah. Ooh, ooh. And now we take you home with me, yeah. Shawty, what you think right now? I be in the gray Cadillac in the bed like ooh. In the like ooh. We in the bed like ooh. Yeah, so like when you're singing like his song, he has a lot of dark vowels that makes it to where when you're listening to him,
Yeah.
the words are kind of fuzzy when you're listening to it. So you have to know what he's saying and bring that out, and you have to be before him because he says it too fast.
Hmm. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. Outside of him just pronouncing the whole word, he's more like,
He's kind of growling the word.
okay, got you.
Like his voice is like, since he has, like, in this song he has no auto tune,
Right.
right? So since in this song he has no auto tune, you can really hear that that darkness in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
As to where, like, if you were to listen to a song like if you were to listen to, what's a good example, like if you listen to, like, Take Me to Church, right? If you listen to that song, that
Yeah.
guy is all like, he's British, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a British dude, but he's like all dark vowels.
Mm.
So like if you listen to him, he's very similar in the way, like, he's a lot clearer than T-Pain with it. Like, you can understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Where, like, since T-Pain's kind of rapping in a
Mm-hmm.
sense,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it a lot clearer than what, like, for instance, like this song, when you listen to it. All lovers got humor. She's the giggle at her funeral. Everybody's disapproval. There's a worshiper sooner. Heavens ever did speak. She's the last true mouthpiece. The time is getting more bleak. There's poison each week. We were born sick, but I love it. Doctor says there's no absolute. She says worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with you. I was born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Right there. Yeah. Yeah. Right there. Amen. Amen. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. I believe that death was death, oh good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. I believe that death was death, oh good God, let me give you my life. If I'm a pagan of the good times, my love is in sunlight. Keep the goddess on my side. She demands a sacrifice. Tread the whole sea, right there. I'm shiny, they're meaty for the main course. That's a fine looking high horse. What you got in the stable? That's why the start the faithful. That's tasty. That looks plenty. This is hungry work. Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. I believe that death was death, the good God. Let me give you my life. Take me to church, I'll worship you like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. I believe. Right here. No masters or kings when the ritual begins. There's sweeter innocence in our gentle sin. And the madness and soil of that sad earthly scene. Only then I am human. Right here. Only then I am clean. Oh, oh, yeah, man, yeah, man, amen. You see what I'm talking about in the song?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like you can tell, like, when you because you know, like, if you ever listen to this guy live, this guy's loud. Like, he's loud. Like, he's very loud. Because he does this song in a New York subway.
Oh, okay.
with no microphone. Like they're just recording. Like that's all they're doing from a camera recording. Like
Wow.
like he's loud, but he's a blues artist.
Oh.
Like the way he says amen,
Uh huh.
right? You think it's amen, right? Well, that's not what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's going eh. He projects that a, and then he says men,
Mm.
which is what people don't really pick up on. Like if you're not like if your ear is not musically there for it,
Yeah.
like and you don't sing a lot, you don't really practice a lot, you're
Mhm.
not gonna catch it. You're just like, oh, it's to do with a good voice.
Yeah.
But on the Tekken,
That's
sorry, I got sidetracked.
all good.
Um, but no, what I'm trying to explain to you is that the reason that Miguel gives you so much trouble, like my Miguel,
Mhm.
and you're like why is I'm pretty sure you ask yourself all the time like why does his Miguel give me so much more trouble than any other Miguel?
Yeah.
Well, there's only three Miguels on my level. There's only three.
Mhm.
It's me, Sephi Black, and Glaciating. There's only like anybody will tell you after you get done playing my Miguel, you're
Mhm.
not gonna lose to other Miguels.
Mhm.
Like you just won't. Like you probably get. I'm pretty sure you wax every other Miguel you play.
I don't see Miguel, but I understand what you talking about because that happened. You remember when Falcon Round came out?
Yeah.
You couldn't beat me with Falcon Round, and outside of you, not too many people I went up against could beat me with Falcon Round when I was playing with Paul.
Yeah.
And Falcon Round was broken back then.
Yeah,
And,
because his grab was his grab was kind of broke, and
hmm
his backdash was kind of broke. His hitbox was better than it needed to be for a big.
yeah, and that's that because outside of you, I don't really see too many Miguel's. It's a Miguel that I might bump into, but he ain't trying to play me like that.
He ain't gonna stay very long.
Yeah, he ain't gonna stay very long.
Like as soon as he realizes that you understand how to punish Miguel,
Hmm.
like I mean,
Yeah.
even though you do miss punishes a lot, like you do miss certain punishes,
Hmm.
but once he figures out that you're gonna get every 12 to 13 frame or 12 to 14 frame punish on him,
Yeah.
he's not going to want to sit there and play with you because most Miguels haven't figured out how to put that mix in. Like, what I mean by put the mix in is I mean by being able to change the rhythm that you're playing Miguel.
Hmm.
Like
Change the
change,
pace.
yeah, having to change your cadence. Like, I can go from playing this very gritty, putting you down frames style, right, to then a very fast paced poke heavy attack than to forcing you to come get me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can blend all that together. And
Yeah.
that's where your game is like you have to be able to cover up, like I cover up a lot of Miguel's holes with the moves that I'm using. So
So what
like
he,
for instance,
so hold on. So when you was talking, the person I was thinking about was Mr. Slidey Pants. What's his name? Um,
Mr. Slidey Pants.
he got the
Low high?
slide. What was
Oh,
the
you're talking about
character?
Shaheen.
Yeah, Shaheen. Okay, so Shaheen, his sweet spot is up close, but then he also has different ranges. So once I let's just say you playing Shaheen, right?
Right.
So you poking, right? So let's just
Mm-hmm.
say that's a strong suit. But once I
Right.
get out on the outer parts, like range two and beyond or whatever, Now it's kind of like taking you out of an element, out of like your strong element, but I guess you will
He's just
blend
as
it.
strong from that range too, because
His mix
you
up.
have to his mix up ability to be able to put you in that crouch dash mix up, like the his snake dash, his version of a slide mix up.
Hmm.
So at that range, he has the second best top kick in the game to Claudio.
Shit, I would have thought it was his first, but
Like he
go
has the
ahead.
best one. Like to me, Claudio has the best just due to range.
Hmm.
Period. Okay, range and the way that he throws it. Okay, so when I look at like, and the reason I kind of pointed you towards Claudio is because you can play him at a little bit of a slower pace,
Hmm.
and he's more suited to your tools, the way that you like to manipulate characters. That's why I didn't keep you playing Shaheen, because you weren't coming along fast enough with your poke game or the mix-up game to really keep up at all.
Uh-huh.
I could pick any character I want and just blast you because I knew that your poke game was non-existent, really. When you were playing him, you had no poke game and you're using awkward moves that were getting you killed,
Yeah.
right? So when you're playing Claudio, I think that you don't really take advantage. You don't take advantage of what Claudio really can do. Claudio is a very oppressive character. You know that.
I noticed when I was watching film, uh, I had also put down on the paper, like, when do I need to be aggressive? And that was a question for me because it's like I kind of play back and let you do what you want to do, and I'm reacting off of you outside
That's the
of,
problem.
yeah.
You gotta you, and I'm gonna tell you it's a problem because of two reasons. I figured this out for myself when I pretty much retired Miguel and I stopped playing him for 5 months.
Uh huh.
Okay, when I started playing like Marduk and I started playing Fang, I realized how hard I had to work. Like legitimately how hard I have to work to play you. Like to play other people with Miguel. Like what I am doing to you may look easy,
Yeah,
right?
but it's a
Like
lot into it.
there's a lot to it. Like there's a lot of being on point with your range. Like you have to understand your range with Miguel. And it's the same thing with Marduk. You have to understand that range. The thing that Marduk taught me the most, like when I switched over and I started doing full time Marduk and Fang, the thing that Marduk taught me the most was how to control the pace. Like to be able to do things on my terms. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Being able to engage on my terms, not always having to be in your face, not always having to put you in a mix up, not always having to do those things to convoke the response. Instead, with him, he can, since he's a big bodied, right? And yes, he has a great backdash, but with him, I can do what my Miguel was lacking. I can bring the pace of the game to a grinding halt. I can speed the pace up. I can do all of that. But what it taught me is that I'm not using certain moves correctly to do so. So I had to go back and I really had to go back and look at what moves I'm using and why, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like certain flowcharts. I was looking at certain flowcharts I had and I was like, why am I using these flowcharts? What am I doing here? Right? What do they gain and what is the risk? Like the risk of these flowcharts that I'm doing, like the micro step into Savage, or the certain things I was doing to give tells to people. You know what I
Uh
mean?
huh.
Of what
Yeah.
I wanted to do. With Marduk, you don't get that. The biggest thing with Marduk was just keeping the opponent in front of you. you know, and he might have the best 12 frame Punisher in the game. I mean, his 12 frame Punisher is fucking phenomenal. Um, he can punish a lot of stuff. Where he
Mm-hmm.
struggles or where Miguel doesn't is like with fast lady characters. Is where he's
Mm-hmm.
struggling. Right? That's where he's lacking because his frames don't permit him to do certain things. Right?
So
Where
they
like
could be
Miguel's
more
frames,
evasive.
yeah, where like Miguel's frames and Miguel's tools, I don't have to worry about those things. Right? So like when you're like for instance, when I play you or I was playing Justin, like a lot of you guys complained about like I can't get away from Marduk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason you can't get away from Marduk is because I'm training you to start stepping to my strong side because you keep getting clipped going to my weak side. So eventually you just stop sidestepping altogether. And
Mm.
people don't really notice it in the fight, like they don't really notice it inside of sets.
Mm-hmm.
But
So like that
that's
knee.
what's going on. So when you're playing Claudio, there are certain tools that you don't utilize a lot. Like his poke game is fantastic, right? I don't
Uh-huh.
personally like the range of his poke game, but you've been playing him long enough to understand the range
Yeah.
of all of his tools. You understand what range you can use these tools at, but
1.5,
you
1.
don't but you don't take advantage of that. You like to play you like to convince people to brawl with you. And that's where you thrive. You thrive in that chaos. Inside of the chaos, that tempo that is what, you're trying to do, your awkward tempo that you
Yeah.
have. But the problem when you're doing stuff like that, and especially playing against guys like me, you know, guys that are high level, and this was not me shitting on you by saying, mid level guys.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, mid level guys think they're good, and then they run into fucking guys like us, they realize how far they are not from good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure you thought your paw was pretty good until you ran into me.
Somewhat. I had
Yeah,
came to y'all because I was getting blasted on rank. But okay, when I first started playing y'all, once you started to understand my game plan, then the
I
tables
picked you
turned.
apart.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were keeping up with me for 2 sets. You kept up with me for about 2 sets. Like, it was close, right? Like, it'd be 5-3 or 5-4 or whatever. It was close.
Uh,
And then I adjusted.
mm-hmm.
And when I adjusted, you never micro adjusted.
Yeah.
You never adjusted. And I knew that I could break you with my pressure. And I did that. I did it with every character that I've played. I've broken you with my pressure. And you don't deal well with people that are marauders, people that are not afraid to bang with you and do it better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm trying to get you to focus on another side of your game. Because
Okay.
the reason I'm telling you this is because when we played that set, right? When we played that 10 to best of 10
Mm-hmm.
the other day,
Mm-hmm.
the reason I got up 5-1 as quickly as I did was because I made sure to come out the gate in your face and blasting you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. The games that I lost, I turtled.
Okay.
Round like I just turtled the games away. Like I didn't do enough to win. Like I didn't deserve the win. I didn't do enough and I made and in turtling I put my back on the wall in certain situations. Which is not a good
Okay.
thing against Claudio. It's just not.
Yeah.
But if you could transition your poke game, like develop your poke game to another level, you can be really good.
Okay.
Like you you already have the defensive mindset, which most people don't have. Most people are like, let me get to the button first,
Uh-huh.
right? That's most ranked mentality is because you're a rank baby. Like Believe it or not, that's what I
Right.
call you guys. I call you guys ranked babies. Okay, you guys grew up in ranked.
Right.
Okay, so when I watch you play and things are going bad
Mhm.
and things are going really bad, you get more and more back to your old self.
Panicky.
You start you start panicking. You start trying to check duck like a whole bunch for no reason. Like it'd be every two backdashes you check duck, and you just start panicking for no reason. Like you instead of just thinking your way out of it, right? Thinking your way out of the situation that you're in, you panic. So you'll throw out twin pistons. You'll throw out stupid moves that you have no business throwing out in these situations.
Yeah.
You'll start trying to dick punch and, down three me. Yeah, that's great. It'll work for a quarter of a round. But then when I approach you again, you go to do it, you get sidestep top kicked. You get put down frames or you get caught by up forward one. Those things, that's the part that you're missing. Is I know that, and so does Akumu. People that are high level, they know when they're breaking you,
Mhm.
And I know that after game six, and I was up 5-1, 6-2, I knew I broke you. Like you didn't have the same dog that you had in you for those first five fights. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't the same dog in the fight anymore.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get you to do is I want you to focus on your poke game. Like if you could get your poke game, like get his poke game correctly,
Mhm.
right, and understand your pressure, like understanding the pressure of what you're doing, like understanding his 1-2, understanding his down forward one, understanding not to throw out fucking twin pistons. Like you're going to kill yourself. Every time you throw out, I bet you every time you threw out twin pistons against Akumu, he fucking launched you.
Mhm.
See? So what's the purpose? The Hail Mary of Hail Marys? Like it's the worst. It's the worst. Instead of using like 3-2, or instead of using sidestep 3 or something of that nature where you could kind of slow down the pace of the game a little bit and then bring it back, reel the pace of the game back to your favor. You're
Mhm.
not doing that. You're trying to keep up. Like you're trying to keep up with people that are really good at pushing the pace.
Right.
Don't sit there and try to keep up and then eventually you get tired and you start wanting to put yourself on the wall. Like you stop paying attention to where you're at. So don't do that to yourself. Like you have to develop your poke game with him. Like you have to understand what you can and cannot do. And as much as you like to use, his that the back three, I know he has the back three, but using the extension, bro, it's not safe. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. You're gonna get hurt. I'm pretty sure it's what is it, minus 14, 15?
Back 3-3.
Yeah.
It's minus 12, minus 11, minus 12, minus 13. Let me see.
So you're giving me, a mix-up on punish. You're giving me 4-2-1 on punish, which gives me a mix-up, or down forward 1-2, which if you decide to mash on top of you already being minus, you give me a knockdown for 45 damage.
That's
You
minus
know what I'm saying?
12.
Yeah. So with Miguel, I get 4-2. I get 4-2-1 in the Savage. So then you have to eat a mix. So those little things. I know that sometimes it's hard to see it. But when I tell you, like especially that last set, you should really go look. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about within those first 6 games. Like I didn't come just to play you that night. I came to break you.
Mhm.
And I know sometimes it takes me like the first 3 games to really remember your timing because you have a very specific timing.
Hmm.
But in doing that, you have to got to really look at that. You have to understand what you're doing in those situations. And those are the situations I'm beating you in. You know, you're trying to invite me into a brawl. I'm not going to brawl with you.
Yeah.
And you already know it. I'm not going to brawl. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bait that shit out and you're going to get launched. Like, I coerce you to want to do that with my pressure.
Hmm.
And that's why I said if you develop your poke game and you develop a good dash block, like if you work on those things and you kind of start working on it, well, you have been working on it, but not making your movement so obvious to what you're doing or to what you're wanting to do,
Uh-huh.
it would help a lot. Because you can be really good. You just have to work on all aspects of Claudio.
Poking
And
and dash
you're not
block.
doing that. You're working. You've done what you can with Claudio to your style. You know,
Now
your
it's
style
time
of
to
play.
now it's time to
But
add that extra.
it's time to understand your character. It's time to fully understand your character.
Okay.
Understand every aspect of them. So you can break that out in situations like, I know there's situations where you want to come in. I know there's situations that you want to really outpoke me. But you can't because you don't have enough knowledge of his poke game to really do so. You're presenting every time you poke with, you try to outpoke me, you present risks to yourself because of the way that you want to approach his poke game.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I'm talking about is, understanding all aspects of your character.
Okay. Yeah, that
Because
makes
not
sense.
everything deals with just frames. Like, it just doesn't. Like, the game evolves around 5 things. It evolves around backdashing.
Hmm.
It evolves around understanding the matchup, which goes without saying. It evolves your punishment. It evolves to your knowing of your own character, inside and out, what you can poke with, what you can't poke with, what your frames are. Goes back to frames. So understanding what your frames are, understanding what you can and not cannot do, understanding what a calculated risk is. Understand what the calculation is.
Mm.
Understanding when, like the fifth thing, understanding yourself. Understanding your mindset of the game.
Hmm.
Like, I know that I'm a marauder. I know that I am extremely aggressive with my movement. I'm extremely aggressive with wanting to break you. I know that. Right? But I also know how to use that to catch counter hits. I also know how to create the proper space in certain matchups where I am not the aggressor. Like the Nina matchup. I am not the aggressor in that matchup.
Hmm.
Right? Like the Ling matchup. I can be the aggressor in that matchup, depending on how the Ling plays. But most of the time, I am not the aggressor in that matchup. Playing against Marduk, you have to be very supplemental of how you approach Marduk.
Yeah.
Those, like playing against Feng, I have to play a certain range against Feng. I have to play him inside, I have to play him inside and out. Like, I have to get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out. In order to take away those tools. Making Sway like Melon Void.
Right.
That's why, I'm not playing against Claudio when I play you. I'm playing against you.
Because I haven't figured out Claudio yet.
Yeah, I know Claudio. I understand what he's capable of. I understand the matchup. I have a firm grasp of what he can do. You know, I've played
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Claudios. You know, I've played a lot of good Claudios and a lot of great Claudios. I
Okay.
understand what he can do offensively and defensively. I know where his limitations are. I know what he can do. He is a great character.
Mm-hmm.
But you have got to develop more of a poke game in order to take him to the next level. Because Claudio is high A tier.
Yeah.
Almost S. I would say he's almost S. But
Mm.
your poke game is so non-existent, like in comparison to what I'm doing, it's so non-existent and neutral.
Mm.
And that's why I wanted to, that's why I was asking you, did you watch tape?
Yeah, I watched it.
And what did you see?
Kind of was just how you said. As far as like going against the poking and stuff, I was not. I was kind of just waiting on you for the most part. Kind of was just like I
And I
didn't
was just never
necessarily
there.
know how to approach um, Miguel in a sense because I already know that he has evasive moves towards highs and stuff. So I kind of, just waiting on you so I can react off of what you was doing. Uh, that's not that's not guaranteed. That's not going to help me at all.
What you have to understand when you're waiting on me, you know what you're doing? You know
I'm
what you
I'm
do
in,
when you wait
I'm
on me?
just
You put yourself in the situation that you're worst at.
50-50.
Right. Why are you waiting on me when you know all it takes is back three or forward one and you're getting put in the mix? And you're
Uh
not
huh.
going to swing after every down forward one on block.
Right.
So, you're putting yourself in you're not putting yourself in an advantageous position to win.
Sure.
Why why are you waiting on me when you know you struggle with me putting you in 50-50? You're essentially waiting for me to start turtling.
Well, I guess that's why I think it is very um, necessary for me to understand how I'm going to poke with my character.
Right. Because that sets up everything.
Yeah,
That sets up everything Claudio does.
and
Like if you know how to poke with him, it sets up your down forward two. It sets up your hop kicks going backwards. It sets up your defense. It sets up those punishes that you want.
hmm
Because all it takes is one juggler to put me on the wall.
yeah,
That's all it takes. And I mean, yeah, sometimes you might have to poke a little bit, but it's all it takes to get me to the wall. So that's why I'm asking you, why are you waiting on me? Like, what is the purpose to wait on me? Especially with a character like Claudio. Character that can close the gap when he wants. He has a mix up to use when you're closing the gap, which you already
hmm
know that. He you can do all of those things. You don't have to wait on me. You can do it on your terms. And that's what I'm trying to teach you with Claudio is start playing on your terms. Stop playing on mine.
okay,
Because for as much as you struggle against my sides, you should smack my sides. Like I shouldn't get more than 2 wins
hmm
with my sides. Period. I should not get like if I played your Paul today, I would probably 10-1 him.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't be losing or even taking, it shouldn't even be six. Like, a lot of times when we're playing, I'm playing sides, it's like 6-4. You're up by 2. You know what I mean? You're not even up by much.
Right.
You get like the first 2 games, and then we start going back and forth, or I'll streak line. Like, I shouldn't be able to do that. You've been playing Claudio way too long for me to be able to streak on you with any one of my sides.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why I'm pushing you to really look into his poke game. Understand his poke game. So this way you can understand, because I think that you're trying to do the same thing that I am. You just don't know how to approach it yet.
Hmm.
Like, I really think what you really want to do, like, in my perspective, is you're more comfortable punishing people and waiting for their mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not use his poke game to create what you're waiting for?
Poke somebody into a mistake.
Right. Force them into a mistake. I mean, how many times do I force you into mistakes?
Often.
Often. And what am I doing it with?
It's basic poking.
Basic pokes. That's all I'm using. I'm using spacing and basic pokes to force your mistakes. That's all I'm doing. It's very simple. Like, don't overthink it. There's no reason to overthink this. It's very simple. You don't have to overthink this. Basic pokes. What does he do well? 1-2. Back 3. Side step 4. Down. I think his, instead of it being down 4-3-2, his is 3-2 or 3-1. Don't overthink what you got to do. You know that back one's super good. It's evasive. You know that. You can force mistakes. The character is built that way.
Mm-hmm.
So the more that you transition your mindset to poking and then forcing the mistake, is the more, as the set goes on, the more that you're able to turtle. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're able to create that awkward pace because of your timing. Because people don't want to deal with your offense.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
But that's why I want you to, start using 3 more. You don't use it enough. Start using these moves that you can really capitalize on. There should be no reason why you don't sidestep enough with him. So you gotta think about what tools you get when you're sidestepping. It doesn't mean always sidestep. It just means understanding the tools that you're in, where you get there. So I'm gonna pick up Claudia right now.
Okay.
This is me telling you from a bird's eye view, right? I know this character defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I know where I need to be defensively to beat him. Okay? I know where I'm at the disadvantage.
Yeah.
So if I'm going through his move list, right? Let's take 1-2. You might have the best 1-2 in the game. Okay? Here.
Mm-hmm.
That 1-2 sticks to people like glue. And the fact that it's -1 is ridiculous. Alright? You have a high-low. So you have a jab that's +1 into a low. -1 on hit. Right? 2-1. Right? 2-1, yes, if you finish it, it's -13. It's kind of a decent punish. But you're -6, right? On top of that, you can go straight into a hop kick because if you look at the animation he's in, he's kind of low. So you can either go straight into a hop kick, or you can use or even use 2. right? And then use 2, and then use down back 4-3. You don't even have to use it all the time. You can 1-2, down 4-2. It's like from what I'm looking at, like is from a character perspective, right?
Mhm.
So you have 4-2, right? Which is a good poke. Keeps them from probably going to your right side. It's 0, right? Which is really good because that sets back up your 1-2. That's -1. It's 12 frames, so it's coming out 13. So it's fine, right? You don't always have to do it. You can always check duck or something like that. You have to really pay attention to the zeros on hit, because that's where your advantages are going to start coming.
Okay.
Like if you raw dog forward 1+2, 1+2, it's -14. That's a heavy punish.
Yeah.
You're +4 with forward 4.
Right.
And,
For wild standard. Yeah.
and you can do that shit at range too, bro. Like, come on. And there's no reason to sit here and use down forward 1-2. You're just gonna die. Down forward 1 is side step. All you gotta do, player.
Yeah.
So yours is down forward. Okay. So you're down forward 3. Let's talk about this move, because I don't feel like you use it enough. Okay. So it's -7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has 2 follow-ups. One's -12. One's -2 that can be ducked. Alright. So where I see this move is a lot of it is more of like a rangefinder, right? I look at this move at 14 frames being a rangefinder. Because at the same range, say if you're using down 4-3, right? And it's right under range 2. So if you can touch them with that foot, you know that you're in range for magic 4, down forward 2, and forward 2. Okay? That's not including your back 4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that right there tells me that's a range indicator. Okay? And if they're big, you can get away with doing back 3. Okay? So that's a range indicator. Magic 4. Another tool that's very underutilized by you. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a very underutilized tool by you because, for one, it's fucking 12 frames. Alright? I just want you to think about that for a half a second. 12 frames. Counter hit. Launcher. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because and probably crushes at a certain property. Okay? Alright, so another move that you don't use. 4-3. 0. Yeah, it's 18 frames and 0.
I'm gonna use
right
that more so at the wall.
I get that point, but think about this though. Keep out.
Keep out with it. Yeah.
Right, because if I'm trying to approach, what does this give you? Well, what's the worst it's going to do? It's going to be 0 on block. That's cool. And that puts you close enough to go back to your pressure. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's think about it. Counter hit launcher. Right? High. Good for people approaching. And it puts you in range for any one of your poke tools. Okay, so you can go to back 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 4, 2 to go back to 0. It gives you access to almost all your tools.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I think that you go to blue stuff down to 2 way too much. Um,
Oh, when I got Starbucks.
yeah, I think that it's your go-to to try to either come back or to end the round.
Yeah.
I think you do that a lot. So okay, down back 2. Let's take a look at these properties. Okay, it's -4, but leaves you in crouch. Right?
Uh-huh.
All right. So if that leaves you in crouch, what do you like to do? You like to use this down 3, and you like to dick jab, right?
Mhm.
All right. So let's put this together real quick. Let's go to the edge of the range, which is right at range point like 1.5, 1.6. Okay, that's the edge of the range, which puts you right at tip range for the down 3. Okay, or you could use it to say they decide to jab right after you do that because you decided to stay crouching. Now you get a free hop kick or a free instant wall standing too. So that's another option, right?
Mhm.
All right, let's look at down back 3-4. It's a low high, right? Also 0. So now, great for 1-2 or even, forward 2 or back 1.
Mhm.
Because it's evasive, right?
Yeah.
So people get really fucking irritated with this move, and you just go straight into back 1, or you mix it up. So those are the things I'm trying to get you to really start looking at your moveset and understanding what can be utilized here. Now 3-3 has a long delay, so that's pretty good. That's -12. Pretty sure that's -8. Yep. So I'm just looking. I'm going through the move list real quick. See, that's not bad. It's in crouch. His back 3+4, I think is really good. It's evasive. I know that you use that on the wall.
Yeah, I really haven't found out a way to really use it. Not yet.
I think it's more of a wall tech, or if you know they're going to overextend like with their pokes, to avoid a high, specifically to avoid certain highs. But seriously, go and experiment with these moves, man. Like, go look at the frames and really see where where you're not taking advantage of some of these moves in your pokes. You know what I mean? Like that sidestep, bro. Sidestep down 4-3 is a great rangefinder. Magic 4, great rangefinder. 4-3, great rangefinder. Like these things will help you a lot in finding your range.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think that's what you're really struggling with is when you say you're struggling to approach me, you feel like you can only use a running move. You don't want to run in and jab, right?
Uh-huh. But I can
So,
use the down for 3 as to figure out
yeah,
my range.
which range you're at, yeah. And you can also use Magic 4, and it's delayable, so, at worst, I think you're -12, right?
Oh,
No, it's 0 on
Magic
block.
4 is that.
Yeah, so you're -8 with Magic 4, but if you finish it, you're 0.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but I mean, you just gotta worry about people ducking. But
I mean, I
that's
don't
just
have
depending
to.
if you're watching your reactions. Like if they're trying to
Yeah,
step off that magic four, then you can just fucking blast them with it.
right.
So just
We
take
also
that.
got. Well, if I know like maybe you're gonna duck or whatever, it's forward two. No, yeah, forward two
Four, two, one.
down. Yeah, forward two down one.
4-2 down one. I mean, just four.
Put
It's
you
all it is
put you in
four.
crouch.
All it is 4-2-1.
It's forward two down one. You gotta do it fast. It's the I could finish the whole string. It'll do
Shoulder.
the shoulder.
Yeah. The first two hits is just 4-2, 4-2-1. Not
Yeah.
down.
No,
Oh,
it's
minus 10.
forward two. Yeah, nine minus 10. Right?
Yeah, it's minus 10. The
Oh.
second hit's minus 10.
Well, I'm holding down, but I don't even have to.
You don't need
Do
to.
I?
It's
Yeah,
just four.
right. No, I
It's just
don't.
4-2-1.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
And the
but
shoulder crushes highs.
uh-huh. And let's see. If I do forward two, if I hit you, I think it's mine. I think I get plus 6 frames on hit. It's minus 10, so it ain't that bad. Yeah, on hit, you in crouch, I'm plus 6.
And you can train people with 4-2. Like, you can train people with 4-2 and 2. You know? Like, you can treat this as a mix-up because you can do, since it's 0, your 2 is still your 2 is still 12, and your 1-2 is 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can treat this to train people, right? So if you see that they're trying to get away from you, then that's when you start pulling out forward 3, magic 4, go back to your down forward 3. You know, those are the things that you come back to, and then when they try to approach you, down forward 2 or hop kick. Hop kick's harder to punish.
Yeah.
You know, those are the things that you can really take advantage of. Like when you watch that guy that you like to watch over there at Europe, like in Europe,
Yeah.
the Claudio player, he
Uh-huh.
uses down forward 3 and fucking magic 4 like it's going out of business.
Yeah.
Like they're putting a wholesale on for it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I gotta take a nap, man. Like I'm fucking dying. I'm gonna go take a nap and then just break that down. You know what I mean? Just go through and break down rangefinders. Because I think that's another thing that you're struggling with to wanting to get in is you're not using proper rangefinders. You're trying to use like down forward 1, which is 15 frames,
Yeah.
which is slow. And that could be also the reason why you're getting popped with Magic 4. Because Miguel's Magic 4 is 13 frames.
Yeah.
So you can keep that in mind when you're doing this. I'm gonna go take a nap.
All right, buddy.
All right.
I'll catch you later. Yeah, I'm gonna
All right.
look into it. And
All right,
thank
cool.
you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, brother.
All right, peace out.